And we're back with Jeffrey Smith. I remember, speaking of breast milk, I remember years ago, I don't know, 8 or 10, story came out actually ranking human breast milk in these so-called civilized and developed Western countries, most notably the United States, as being one of the most potentially toxic fluids that children could intake at young ages.
I know, and even still, there were so many benefits to it, they still recommended that parents...
Over formula.
Yeah, totally.
Yep.
I have a new DVD out, by the way.
You do you?
I do. It came out last week. In fact, I just got the DVDs sent to me, and I picked them up today. I haven't even opened the case. But it's this one I put for free online for people to view, and if they buy the actual DVD, they can make as many copies as they want for free, put it on TV, put it on the Internet.
You got public access, folks. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah. Exactly. It's called Everything You Have to Know About Dangerous Genetically Modified Foods. And if we run out of things to talk about in terms of the update later in the hour, I'll give you a little sketch about what it is. It's me giving a talk to over 1,000 people, and I describe the 5 categories of things that can go wrong with GMOs,
oh, great. Yeah.
the tipping point that we're working for, the RBGH story, a lot of stories of scientists that were fired, stripped of responsibilities for.
Where will it be on the site, Jeff?
Front page, just the top front section. It's an 84-minute film, and I think that when people see it, they become antidoted to any future spin of the biotech industry or U.S. government. But more so, people become completely motivated to avoid eating GMOs.
Let's hope.
That's the key.
Let's hope. We're at the top of which website? Seeds of Deception? It's not up yet.
No, it's at Institute for ResponsibleTechnology.org.
Okay.
I should probably put it up at Seeds of Deception, too. Oops.
You should.
I will.
Please.
I will.
That's quite a nexus for a lot of folks to come from all over the world. Okay. The short DVD from India, also at Responsible Technology?
Actually, the DVD from India, we've never linked it to the homepage. I just basically tell people about it. You see, the thing is, it's not so much for a U.S. audience, but it's poisonontheplatter.com. It's, I thought about sending it out, but it has more of an Indian flavor to it.
So to speak.
Yeah.
Well, so it's curry.
Yes, exactly.
All right, that's okay. It's still the lesson. And
I talk about it on your show because I know who's listening, and if people would love it, they'd understand it in context.
Yeah, very good.
Big news. This is really good news. The federal court yesterday agreed that Monsanto introduced genetically modified sugar beets illegally without doing the proper environmental impact study. And so what happened when they lost on the alfalfa a few years ago is they stopped selling genetically modified alfalfa. So we are expecting and hoping that they will be forced to take the sugar beets off the market so that it won't be planted in 2010.
Which court?
It was a federal court in California, Northern California.
All right.
And that's yesterday's news. It was really terrific. I've been crossing my fingers on that one because I don't like to avoid sugar. Now, in Ohio, there's a big battle. I mentioned this last month. What I'm doing is I have a film out called Your Milk on Drugs, Just Say No. You can watch it for free at yourmilkondrugs.com. I just filmed today a 10-minute supplement to it, interviewing a lawyer from Ohio, and where the Governor Strickland, had passed a law that said that if you're going to label, you can't label your milk RBGH-free or RBST-free. You can't label it as no artificial hormones or no hormones. And if you write out and spell out made from cows not treated with RBGH, you have to include the disclaimer that says, according to the FDA, there's no difference in milk from cows treated with RBGH compared to those not treated. It has to be the same side of the package in the same size font and at least 7 points. And if you try and do that, it's nearly impossible. Yeah. And every single national brand that sells in Ohio, which is all the national brands, would be subject to this rule. And many have told us that they would eliminate all RBGH claims, probably, if the rule goes forward. Now, they were taken to court, and we lost, and we're appealing, we meaning the Organic Trade Association and the I think it's the American Dairy Food Association. Anyway, if we lose
briefly, what did the court uphold that gave you the defeat? I don't.
I didn't read the ruling, but basically they said that it wasn't a violation of free speech, and the only thing they upheld was that on really small containers, probably the kind of things that you serve in schools, they wouldn't have to put the thing that size.
Okay.
But what I'm doing is so far all these state battles have been fought largely by activists within the state, even though it's really a national thing. I mean, we already have dairies in Ohio that are eliminating claims about RBGH, but this will affect dairies coast to coast. And so for the first time, we're asking the entire country to call the office of Governor Ed Strickland and tell the Department of Agriculture to get out of our milk supply, to stop making it impossible for dairies to label their products as RBGH free. And that'll go up on our site real soon.
I'd like to see a list of Governor Strickland's campaign contributors.
Yes, indeed.
All right, we shall continue with Jeffrey Smith in just a couple of minutes. There's a ton of invaluable information for you, and I always go back to his book, Genetic Roulette. It's amazing. The DVD's coming out now, extraordinary. Back in just a few.